SaaS rarely becomes a problem because a company sits down and builds a complicated tech environment, and it happens one app at a time. Sales needs a new tool, marketing signs up for a new design platform, and there's always someone who wants to try out a new AI tool. And each decision makes total sense on its own. But that same ease is exactly why it is so hard to answer one basic question later on, and that is, who actually has access to what? So today I'm going to walk you all through why that question matters more than most founders and CEOs realize, and what a real SaaS access process actually looks like. Hi, I'm Lamir Carter from Carter Systems IT, and we help B2B SaaS companies here in the Bay Area build a secure, scalable IT operation so that founders and CEOs can spend less time managing the technology and more time growing their business. Now, stick around because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can grab a free spreadsheet that tracks every app your company uses, who owns it, and also who has access. Now, if you're running a startup or a company here in the Bay Area, or really anywhere, this is one of the most overlooked IT problems out there. When most people think about SaaS, they think about whether or not someone can log in, and that's just a small part of it. And a user just might be able to view information. They could also export customer data. They could also fully administer the platform. Two people can have accounts on the exact same app while representing completely different levels of risk. So this is where the idea of least privilege comes from. And this defines it as giving users only what they need to do the actual job. And for companies and startups, that doesn't mean building a huge approval list. It just means that the default should be, well, what does this role need? And not whatever's easiest to grant in the moment. Here's how this usually plays out. Someone joins in customer support. 6 months later, they move into sales ops. So now they've got a CRM, sales automation, and more customer data. A year after that, they move into management. More access gets layered on top. Now, what's the problem with this? Well, the problem is that old access never got removed. So the privilege, this is privilege creep, and it only moves in one direction, and that's up. Eventually, someone's sitting on access to apps and customer data that they haven't touched in months. Now, onboarding and offboarding cover the beginning and end of someone's time here. This is everything in between. We're talking a promotion, a department switch, even a contractor wrapping up. All of this should trigger the exact same question, and that is, does this person still need everything they currently have? And this isn't just a security problem, it is also a spending problem. You have licenses that stay active even after users stop using it. You have a contractor who keeps billing even after engagement ends. And you have two departments that buy two tools that solve the same problem. And according to Zylo's 2026 SaaS Management Index, built on more than 40 million licenses, found organizations leave an average of 36% of their SaaS licenses unused relative to what they actually need. Here's the problem though. It's not the apps on your spreadsheet. It's the ones that never made it onto your spreadsheet. Someone connects a tool to their company Google account. Someone also authorizes an AI tool to read their documents. A browser extension gets access to Drive. Mind you, nobody's doing anything malicious intentionally. They're just trying to work faster. But every connection creates a new relationship between your company's data and some outside platform. Verizon's 2026 data breach investigation report found employees using unapproved AI tools that tripled in a single year, from 15% to 45% of the workforce on corporate devices. Now, if you're on Google Workspace, you already have a tool for this, the Admin Console. It shows every third-party app that's accessed your company's Google data, who's using it, and what permissions it asks for. You can mark things like trusted, limited, or you could even block it outright. That should be a part of your regular workspace review, not something that you check only after something has gone wrong. One more cost that doesn't get talked about enough: operational continuity. Say your sales team relies heavily on one platform. The person who sets it up leaves. Their email owns the admin account. They configured every integration, and they're the only ones that know why you bought it in the first place. Technically, the company still owns the software, but operationally, you've lost ownership of it. So for every app that matters, someone should own it. And it doesn't have to be IT. A CRM tool might belong to sales ops. A financing tool might belong to accounting. What matters is that it's written down and it's not living in somebody's head. Now, the fix isn't a week-long approval form every time someone needs access to a tool. Companies, and especially startups, need speed, and that's not going anywhere. What works is a lightweight lifecycle. Now, before you adopt something new, I would recommend you check and see if you already own tools that solve the same problem. When you grant access, assign the minimum role needed and write down who owns the app. When someone changes roles, review their access instead of piling on more. And lastly, when someone leaves, revoke SaaS access the same moment that you revoke their Google Workspace and Slack. And lastly, actually this is the last, quarterly, take a pass at admin users, inactive accounts, and anything nobody's using anymore. And that's pretty much it. Now, you don't need perfect control over every piece of software on day one. You do need visibility. If you can't confidently say who has access to what across your company right now, that's a perfect place to start. I built a free startup SaaS access and application inventory spreadsheet, and it tracks every app you use, who owns it, who has access, what it costs, and what happens when someone leaves, along with a quarterly review built in. It's linked down in the description, along with a link to book a free 15-minute startup IT assessment if you would like to walk through your setup together. With that said, I hope you found value in this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Take care.